What is going on YouTube? Hannah back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we are looking at XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Polkadot, as well as the S&P 500. As you guys know, I like to do a different cryptocurrency here on the channel every single week with your guys' help. So definitely make sure to comment in the comment section down below your favorite altcoin that you would like to see reviewed here for next week's video, as I will be picking one to review starting on Monday. More importantly, what we're going to be looking at in today's video is the recent surge in volume in most of these cryptocurrencies. Markets are actually up about 5.5%, if not 6% today across the crypto space, which is very interesting to me. As yesterday we went in depth discussing that it looked like we appeared to hit the top resistance for most of these cryptocurrencies, hitting the price ceiling, and what I anticipated would be prices starting to correct lower. Now, I don't want to admit I'm wrong just yet. I just want you guys to hear me out. If I'm wrong, so be it. I'll gladly accept being wrong as prices, head right back up to $60,000. You won't hear a complaint out of me, but I just want to give you guys a possibility of not being fooled if you do expect to see big reversals and how we're going to be preparing for that. Because even though we still kind of broke through that top resistance and those price ceilings, doesn't necessarily mean we're out of the woods just yet. And I don't want you guys to be like, oh, well, he was wrong. Prices are going to explode to the upside now. We're going to see 50K, 60K coming. I don't want you guys to just get so overboard just yet. Just hear me out quick. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Today's video also is sponsored by Disciplina. So if you guys don't remember what Disciplina is, they're a way for recruiters and, educators and students to come together and find jobs and so on and so forth within the crypto space. So stay tuned to the end of today's video if you want to learn a little bit more about that. Otherwise, let's jump into today's episode. Oh boy, I know the comment section is going to be blowing up with today's video. Let's see how well today's video goes. But as you guys can see, top 10 cryptocurrencies markets are up about 5.8%. Top 10, 6.7 for Bitcoin, 4.7 for Ethereum. Binance is 6%, XRP 3.75. I'm going to flash through the altcoins right now really quickly just so we can get a general overview of what exactly is going on right now. You guys can see XRP, once again, was undervalued before. It seems like it's finally caught itself back up to where prices are kind of having a bit of resistance, if you ask me, and I just want to show you guys how this is all going to correlate with, with each other. So there's a few things to notice on XRP. We're not only retesting overbought, prices are retesting its moving average. That is a big resistance. Also, once again, for people thinking, oh, well, we're now out of the bear market, going to swing back up. There's still a big downtrend here. I mean, I don't know how else you want to look at that. There's still points of contact. We have 1, we have 2, we have 3. If anything, maybe we create a fourth, lower high formation. But regardless, prices are still constantly retesting top resistances and are probably going to correct lower. I wouldn't be surprised, to say the least. So even though we're starting to swing back up, doesn't necessarily mean we're in that bull run just yet. Short term, in my, experience, I even think this would be the top resistance. Maybe it goes as high as retesting 89 cents, which would be great. Don't get me wrong. That would be a big jump from where we're currently at. But I wouldn't be surprised even here if we retest 77 cents and start to correct lower. And I'll give you guys my reasonings in a second. Looking at these other altcoins, Bitcoin is definitely what I want to jump right into. I feel like there's more talk about Bitcoin than the other alts. So let me dive into this. So I don't know if you guys remember, a couple of days ago, I had slightly tweaked this downtrend right here from being just like this, if not just like this, to pulling it back down to bottom support. I was like, hey, maybe that's why we're seeing all these crosses here. But even if I did leave it like this, once again, it still applies. As we know, cryptocurrency is not a closed system. Charts are always moving, and we're literally just trying to figure out the stability. Really, this was no, strong resistance level at the top here just yet. Even though it is a strong resistance, there's only 2 confirmations, so it doesn't allow us to pretty much find where that third one is just yet. So all we're doing right now is tweaking this line to find us our third resistance, creating a third lower high. This could very well be that third lower high that we're looking for. And yeah, we had to tweak this slightly, but that's what happens. There was only 2 confirmations of top resistance here. So we had to just slightly tweak this to find the third confirmation for us to be comfortable with saying, okay, this is the top. But I do believe that we're very close to being at the top short term for good reason. Not only are we retesting that top resistance here, as we've discussed, we're breaking through the, the price ceiling right here, which is very interesting to me. But also consider we're overbought, guys. There's no really other way to explain this. We're retesting overbought, trading at 76. We're at the top. I do believe that we're hitting that top resistance and we're not breaking through it. So even if I have to tweak this chart ever so slightly up to pretty much show you guys the third confirmation, I'd be very shocked if we break through that and start exploding. Like I said, I'm not going to buy in until we see prices, really break through, I'd say 42 to 45K, for us to be really, assured that there is reasonable room for us to continue to pump higher. Regardless, this pattern is still creating lower highs. Again, you guys have to consider this. Lower highs are still in formation. We are not out of there. Yeah, prices are off by a couple $100. That's fine in the hindsight of things, but it doesn't necessarily mean that we're out of the woodworks just yet. Just because we broke right at 40K and are starting to head back up doesn't necessarily mean we're doing, all too well. And I don't think we are. Even looking at this chart, it doesn't look that great. So yeah, even though we broke through 40K, even though I had my chart slightly here, and you guys are going to freak out because I moved my chart up ever so slightly, but this, if anything, confirms even more so the tops of these resistances. I still believe that because we're overbought, and I don't have a good feeling about this, that we're probably going to correct lower. If we can confirm now this break above this top resistance, then I can buy in for a long. But even though, we're starting to play out right here, I'm still leveraging, or I'm still anticipating correction, and I'm still kind of betting that we're going to see correction back down to bottom resistance. If all goes well, we close above here and we fool myself and we break through this and I prove myself wrong and prices decide to head back up and we close at like 44,000 or 45,000, even maybe closer to like $43,000 outside of this downtrend here, it would be 100% confirmed. Then I would say, okay, it's time we're swinging back up, which would be great. But until then, we're still creating these lower high formations, and there's no reason to believe that we're going to be breaking out of them. We still have this bearish cross on the moving averages here. Things are still looking fairly bearish. Yeah, we're starting to try to break through here right now, but we're extremely overbought on the daily, and things are just looking more so as a consolidation reversal then I do believe a bullish break. I'd be very happy, guys, if we decided to break to the upside. I'd be extremely ecstatic if we decided to see swings to the upside. But I just don't think it's that easy yet. I feel like people are too eager and too emotional to, say that we're in a bear market and they're ready at, at a moment's notice to buy back in, anticipating a big jump to the upside. But we just had a massive run. I mean, we just had an explosive run from 30K all the way up to 41K. This was a 40% jump in price. It's not sustainable. Even if you notice here in the past, when we have these big runs, it's followed by reversals. We become extremely overbought and we, slowly pull ourselves back down to about 50% on the RSI. It's happened consistently. We correct back downwards. Maybe we'll still head up. Maybe this will be a sign. Maybe we'll start to form some sort of movement like this. And maybe we'll break through it and eventually form higher lows and higher highs, and that would be a great sign. But until then, we're still creating lower highs, and we still have this bottom support here. So I would not be surprised if we decide to trend out of here, then break through it, and close above that prior high, and then create a new rally to the upside. But until then, I'm still bearish. Everything is still signs of bearish. We have yet to have that beautiful confirmation for us to buy back into this price here. So even when looking at XRP, it doesn't look good. We're still in a downtrend. Prices have not been broken. Ethereum, we still don't look good. Prices have not been broken. Yes, we're starting to see Ethereum slowly tweak out of here, maybe fill out its gap right now, but it doesn't look great. That's all I'm saying. We're still overbought. We're still retesting a high. Prices are still kind of teeter-tottering on there. And guys, this is pretty much the thing you have to consider. Why would you buy in a market that's overbought when you could buy in a market that's oversold? That's really my 2 cents with things. Why buy in when we're overbought when you could buy in down here when we're oversold? Not only are we overbought, we're hitting moving averages. We're still below a downtrend. Ethereum is still retesting resistance. It's still what I would believe is in a downtrend. We could probably even try to find some sort of downtrend, ultimately that could be, a consideration. I don't know if this is it. I'm just drawing one on here. But the possibilities are everything is hitting resistances. Everything appears to be wanting to correct lower. I wouldn't be buying in just yet. We're too high up. If you guys haven't bought into these markets just yet and you're waiting for that right moment, I don't think it would be now. Like I said, why would you wait now to buy in when we're hitting a top resistance? If anything, that's why I'm looking more so towards a short. We just saw a 40% rally to the upside. Yeah, we kind of broke through that 40K resistance level, that price ceiling, which was shocking to me. And that looks great, but we're not out of the woodworks just yet. I would still be fairly patient with it. And that's pretty much my 2 cents. Polkadot is the only one that looks slightly good in regards to swinging to the upside. It looks even ever so slightly possible to rally back up to its moving average. But everything else, including the S&P 500, looks like it wants to correct downwards. So that's pretty much my 2 cents with things. Overall, that's what you guys have to understand. We're still in lower high formation. Until we can break through our prior high, we're still bearish. Until we can break through or decline a little bit here and just break through that prior high, that's pretty much my 2 cents. We're still bearish on things. Yes, it's nice to see that we slightly pumped back upwards, but I wouldn't be surprised if in the next day or two or by tonight, we close back down below this moving average right here. We're still overbought on all these cryptocurrencies. Everything is retesting the top resistances, even for XRP, there might be some sort of downtrend we can kind of figure out here. I don't know how we'll find it, but there is still some possibility that this is the top. That's just my 2 cents. I still don't believe we're out of the woodworks just yet. I can't see us breaking up any higher. And if it is, yeah, maybe we didn't call the top. Yeah, maybe as a more aggressive style of trade, maybe we could see Bitcoin correct maybe up to 42 or 43K and then reverse back downwards. Maybe there's a little bit more volume instead of a 40% run. Maybe Bitcoin has a 45 or 50% run. But, we've profited off of 35% of it. So I don't need this little leftover room to capitalize even more. I'd rather wait right now. I'm in a happy spot. Prices are not in. I'm still considering a bearish reversal. I'm still considering that a short opportunity would be better said on BitYard. That's pretty much where I'm at. We've made very good trades in the past couple of days. I'm glad to take a step back and wait for pretty much this defining moment. How is this going to play out here? I still said 40 to 42,000 is a big resistance level on this coin. And again, we could easily just draw in this uptrend, which I don't know why it disappeared, which was this support right here that was broken. This is still some sort of uptrend here that I think is still plausible. And we broke through it, so I wouldn't be surprised. We might be able to tweak it downwards a little bit. I don't know. It could be something like this, depending on how you want to look at it, but you could see where these resistances all kind of, intertwine with each other. This is support. Yeah, we broke bearish through it the other day. It could be a little bit lower here now that I'm looking at it. So we have support levels right here. We break through it here, support, 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 and now we're having trouble breaking through it. This is probably that resistance zone that mimicked what we were looking at a couple of days ago, but I think this is still capped at a resistance, and prices are going to correct lower. Otherwise, I do want to talk about Disciplina. All right, guys, I want to give a huge shout out to Disciplina for sponsoring today's episode. Hopefully, you guys remember Disciplina from last week's videos, but if not, their project is the first multifunctional blockchain to create verified personal profiles based on academic and professional achievements. Their project aims to make quality changes in the field of education and recruiting, as well as aid in the effective use of blockchain tech. So basically, they will store the whole history of academic achievement of a person in blockchain, generating their personal score, and then they store confidential information such as courses, student tasks, grades, and test results, which results in allowing recruiters to simplify the candidate search by their fields of expertise and their skills needed for the job. So in our last video, I told you about Disciplina's LP reward program. Well, it's finally started. So first of all, let me remind you of the program details. So on Monday, July 19th, Disciplina started the first period of the LP reward program. The reward funds the first period of $10,000 in USDT. All the rewards from their USDT fund would be automatically distributed after each 14-day period among all participants, proportionally to their stake sizes and obviously the time they spent participating in the program itself. After the end of the first period, you would have a chance to claim your rewards or to take part in the next period. the next one would start automatically, and there's no need to pretty much click anything. It would just kind of roll over into that. And obviously, the longer you participate in the period, the bigger your reward would get, as the share is also weighted proportionally to the time you spend in the program. So otherwise, I've been keeping an eye on the LP reward program for a while now, and I've been watching it since the very beginning, so there really aren't too many participants right now, and the current rewards are pretty damn high. So taking into account the current number of participants, the total size of the liquidity pool, and the reward fund, the LP reward program could provide users with up to 350% annual rewards. That's obviously if it's left in for the entire time, and potentially 14% rewards per 14 days. Moreover, all users would get an additional profit of 0.17% of all trades that comes from PancakeSwap or allocating their assets to the liquidity pool. And unfortunately, if we started the rewards program now, we would get a lower reward since it's already started. But let me be the first guinea pig here and test these amazing results they boast about, and I'll make another video later seeing how we did and if it's worth it. So without further ado, let's try to stake our LP rewards tokens and see what profit we get. First of all, let's go to PancakeSwap to get our LP tokens. You must have DSCPL and USDT on your address. Choose the amount of DSCPL and USDT you want to add into the pool. And then after getting your LP tokens on MetaMask, go to Disciplina and stake them. And it's pretty much that simple. Otherwise, huge shout out to Disciplina for sponsoring today's video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will definitely see you in tomorrow's episode. Peace.